Hey y'all, what's up y'all? How everybody doing? Shout out to everybody in the chat with their thumbs jack. And much love to everybody that's staying tuned in to Trey Gang. Look y'all, check this out. Boy, don't we got some tea when it comes to the Kenneka Jenkins case, Trayvon Martin, and goddamn it, Kendrick Johnson. Let me shoot a disclaimer. Disclaimer, fair use act, education purpose use only. All rights, image, and music clip belong to their respective owners, and we do not claim ownership. Alright. Now, when I went, let's go to my scene, right? Now look, that messed me up when I traced Tracy Martin, daddy. That's Trayvon Martin, right? Trayvon, daddy named Tracy Martin. I traced that man all the way back to Kenneka family, bro. I traced that man family all the way back to Chicago, back to the Martin family in Chicago. And showed proof of it in my last live video. I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it because the investigation that the way that I was doing my investigation, bro, I'm like, man, it's gotta be some connection to it. Let me just dig deep into it. I had to, man, bro, dig so deep for this stuff, cause this stuff ain't just really easy to find. You know what I'm saying? I'm echoing y'all. I'm echoing. Hold on, let me try to fix that there right quick. Hold on. I'm echoing y'all. Let me know if I'm echoing. I hope I ain't echoing in this job. Hold on. Okay, let me check my sound right quick. Let me do it like this. Alright, I'm gonna take. I'm still echoing y'all. Damn, so many y'all saying I'm good, and 1 minute y'all saying goddamn it, I'm still echo. Hold on, let me see. Let me check on my device right quick. Hold on. Oh, okay, yeah, I see what y'all saying now. Hold on. All right, hold on. Let me do it like this. Do that sound a little better? Hold on. I think I might know what to take off it a little bit. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. Let me see how this sound. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Damn. Hold on, let me fix it just a little bit. Let me fix it just a little bit. Let me take some of this stuff off. All right. Hold on, let me do another mic check. Right quick. Oh shit, I'm good, goddammit. I'm good. All right. Now look. All right. Now let's get back to it. If you heard right now, and if you didn't watch my last video, I showed proof that I done traced back Tracy Martin, that's Trayvon daddy, all the way back to Chicago. And they connected. They've been doing this for years. All right. Right here. Jonathan Jackson, right? Keep this in mind. It's finna be a little tricky with this stuff. Everybody know who Tremaine is. We just didn't even know he was a Jackson. So if you was around the Kenneka Jenkins case, you already know who Trey Jermaine is. That's what Rico and them are. It's a whole bunch of them on that same page. That's who, and they were related to Kenneka Jenkins the whole time. We thought they were just gang them from the street, but they family members the whole time. I can even trace this name. This is what confirmed it. This name right here, and this name right here, and Reginald Jackson. Still going back to the Martins family, right? Cause when I hit my back button, it's gonna show you that name familiar. I know about Jason Romo. If you did in the Kenneka Jenkins case and did a family tree, if you did a family tree, right, you will know who this person is. The name's gonna sound familiar to you. That's all I'm gonna say. So when I traced it back, it still go back to Anita Martin. I hit back again, it go to Jason Martin. I hit it back again, it go back to Stephanie Martin. Look, see where it's at in Chicago and all this old stuff. And look, the farther I go back, look how it's going back to Florida. All right? This Asia Martin, that's in the city of Michigan. All right? Now you see how it's going back to Miami Gardens when it comes to Ebony Martin. All right? Proof is in the pudding. Bam, Dolores Martin. Now you see how it went from Miami Gardens. Whoa, Miami Gardens. All right? Matter of fact, I need to do it like this. If you've been around the Kenneka Jenkins case, you want to know why Miami plays so much a big deal? Right? Because if you go to River TV, right? Go to River TV, go to the video. We didn't see this dude playing around her time of her death, right? So
are you following on?
To make a long story short, this is Andre D Boyd, right? D Boyd. He's saying he is in downtown Miami at the time when Kenneka supposed to be getting murdered. And if you look at the dates on her, why is he creating a alibi on one account, but the other account, he's in Chicago? You cannot be in two places at one time. So what I'm basically saying is, you made yourself look real bad when you tried to establish an alibi at a time frame that nobody's not looking for you, unless somebody know that you had something to do with it and know you had a part, so you had to create an alibi. Right? Hold up. Listen to this.
Alone so far. Watch this. We're gonna go to his relevant, real-time comments. Do y'all see what these people are saying in the comments? It's not him. It ain't him. I don't think he's there. These are people in his comment section. This is before anything even happened to Kenneka. So it's not like they just talking suspicious about his whereabouts because of what happened to Kenneka, because nothing happened to Kenneka yet. September the 8th, Kenneka ain't even in Rosemont yet. She's not even in Rosemont yet. Nothing happened to her yet. She's not missing. She's alive. She's riding around with her friends right now. She's nowhere near. Matter of fact, let's see what.
Payal. It go back to Tracy Martin. It go back to Tracy Martin. Trayvon daddy. I'm gonna need everybody to share this live right now. This is the biggest receipt in the game. I brought up the family tree and I showed you where it led up to. Back to Tracy Martin. So you mean to tell me Trayvon death was like? So you mean to tell me, man, the man died in 2012? Look how many years that was. You see what I'm saying? All right, look. Trayvon Martin. Right? Miami Gardens, Florida, where he was shot.
What time this is? September the 8th. 4:23 p.m. She's nowhere near Rosemont. Not that we know of. She's nowhere near Rosemont. Nothing happened to her yet. But the people in the comment section is, that ain't him. He ain't there. Look, I'm gonna scroll up. Untrusty boy, I am about to talk. Add me in. Add you in. This is your live. What do you mean add you in? This is your live. Hold up. Cut this.
Y'all know what time it is, man. Y'all checking y'all people, man. I just spotted something.
What time is this?
Why he got Marcus?
This is
Why he got Marcus J. Watkins? Ain't that's the crazy part about it, that when I was looking up, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I looked up the Watkins. That's crazy to me. You know this Watkins name finna come back to the Kenneka Jenkins family. Watkins, bruh. They associated with the Jenkins family. That's all I'ma say. Public information. Right? So make a long story short, you got him creating an alibi, got everybody thinking he in Miami, but you got people in the chat like, no, he can't be there. He heard. We got his other account. So what would be going on if nothing didn't happen to Kenneka yet? They getting prepared for it. And the people in the comments like, damn, what the fuck going on? Like, damn, what you up to? All right. Okay. He done, Rebel TV done showed his check-in sheet. Look. This September 9th now. Look. This September 9th, everybody should know what's going on in the footage, right?
person, so-called Shah Jahan.
Let me get out of this, right? So since I made a connection with that being said, look what happened goddamn 12 years ago. Damn near 15 years ago, right? Look, watch this.
Talking about the shooting of Trayvon Martin. It seems like every day we learn about a new piece of the puzzle, and every day the outrage only seems to grow. But rather than allow the rhetoric to overshadow the facts of this case, we're going to step back and walk you through the night that Trayvon Martin was killed, minute by minute.
7:11 p.m., February 26th, a rainy night in Sanford, Florida.
George Zimmerman calls 911 to report a suspicious person in his neighborhood. That call would last 4 minutes.
Hey, we've had some break-ins in my neighborhood, and there's a real suspicious guy. The best address I can give you. This guy looks like he's up to no good, or he's on drugs or something. It's raining, and he's just walking around looking about.
Okay, and this guy, is he white, black, or Hispanic?
He looks black.
Did you see what he was wearing?
Yeah, a dark hoodie, like a gray hoodie, and either jeans or sweatpants and white tennis shoes. He's here now. He was just staring.
7:12. Phone records show Trayvon Martin is on the phone with his girlfriend.
Now check this out, y'all. Keep that in mind. He on the phone with his girlfriend. Now, at the time when this case was fresh, that's what everybody thought. That's what everybody believed. Because that's what they put out there. But once you start going to the court document, keep that in mind, because that's the biggest receipt in the game about the phone. And he supposed to be on the phone with his girlfriend, right? Check this out.
7:13. Zimmerman is giving the dispatcher directions when he says the subject took off.
Are you following him?
Yeah.
Okay, we don't need you to do that.
Okay.
7:15. Zimmerman hangs up with 911.
Okay, no problem. I'll let them know to call you when they're in the area.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
At the same time, at 7:15, Trayvon Martin's girlfriend tells ABC News she's still on the phone with him.
He said his man was watching him. So I said, what you following me from? And the man told me, what you doing around here? Somebody push Trayvon because the headset is down.
7:16, the line goes dead. At about the same time, a neighbor's call to 911 reveals background screaming and then a gunshot.
Do you need police, fire, medical?
Maybe both. I'm not sure. There's just someone screaming outside.
Okay. And is it a male or female?
It sounds like a male.
And you don't know why?
I don't know why. I think they're yelling help, but I don't know. Just send someone quick. Say stop.
Okay. Does he look hurt to you?
I can't see him. I don't want to go out there. I don't know what's going on. So they're sending him.
So you think he's yelling help?
Yes.
All right. What is your phone number?
Just there's gunshots.
You just heard gunshots?
Yes.
How many?
This one.
7:17, Officer Timothy Smith, the first to arrive, and
Now check this out. Keep this in mind, y'all. Trey ain't finna bust a whole new can of worms. All right. Y'all heard that. Look at the time frame. Where is the daddy? Where is the daddy? Y'all heard a gunshot and he supposed to be on the phone with his girlfriend, right? Boy, we finna open up some whole can of worms. Keep that in mind. Check this shit out.
according to the partial police report, the officer says, "I was advised by the dispatch that the report of shots fired." And in the span of 2 minutes, Smith canvasses the scene, spots George Zimmerman wearing a red jacket and blue jeans, observes a black male wearing a gray hooded sweatshirt laying face down in the grass, questions the man in the red jacket who admits to shooting the subject and still being armed, secures a 9mm gun, and places the man in handcuffs. The officer observes the man in handcuffs bleeding from the nose and the back of his head, according to the police report. All of this in about 2 minutes, the police report says, a very tight time window, according to senior law enforcement instructor Alex Manning.
You really want to know what happened in those couple of minutes. Were they still running? Was he walking around looking for Trayvon, or was Trayvon heading out of there? So in those 2 minutes, you really don't know what exactly happened.
7:19, 2 minutes after Smith, a second officer arrives, Ricardo Ayala, who observes Zimmerman already in Officer Smith's custody. Sometime between 7:19 and 7:30, Ayala says he tries to get a response from the subject on the ground. A sergeant arrives, checks a pulse. There is none. And both officers begin CPR. Another sergeant arrives and takes over chest compressions from Officer Ayala. The fire department arrives, attempts to
So look how long the fire department arrived, and look how long the police will be trying to, they say they're trying to bring him back to life. So you doing all that for about 35 minutes? All right. Where's the daddy? Where's the daddy? Right? Hold on. I'm finna expose all this. Because time is our favorite friend right now once you understand what's going on. Check this out, y'all.
revive the subject. And at 7:30, a paramedic pronounces the subject, Trayvon Martin, dead. Then the police report says Zimmerman is placed in the back of Officer Smith's.
So the ambulance showed up 30 minutes later. Well, 25 minutes. Right? 25 minutes.
Patrol car and given first aid. But exactly when that happened is a matter of dispute. Criminal defense attorney Holly Hughes.
And we don't even know what time the EMTs arrived. If it took them 5 additional minutes to arrive, you're now down to 5 minutes for them to perform a complete medical examination on him. If he's in that bad a shape, they're not going to do something that takes 5 minutes. They're going to bandage him if he's got a gushing gash in the back of his head.
The timestamp on this Sanford police surveillance video shows Zimmerman and officers arriving at the station at 7:52, 35 minutes after the first officer arrived at the crime scene. The police station is a 15-minute drive away. Earlier, I was joined by Alex Manning, a senior law enforcement instructor, and I asked her, after she just saw what she just saw, what that timeline revealed to her. Here's what she had to say.
This reveals there was little, if any, medical attention given to George Zimmerman. If the paramedics were with Trayvon Martin until 7:30 when they pronounced him dead, according to my calculations, I have taken about 14 to 15 minutes from them to get Zimmerman from the scene to the police station. I have them only attending to Mr. Zimmerman between 7:30 and 7:38, about 8 minutes to do an assessment, to treat him for any wounds. He wasn't injured that bad.
Wow. And as a law enforcement.
So basically, they was at the scene treating Zimmerman, not Trayvon. Whoa! Hold on. This finna get very interesting. Watch this, y'all. Hold on. Where I'm at with it, right here. Let's go to the friend. The girl, that's supposed to be the girlfriend, right? Watch this, y'all.
If you are sleeping in a position like this, you are wrecking your body and your breathing. Chronic neck pain happens when you're
I asked him how the man looked like. He just told me the man looked creepy. And
he said the man looked creepy?
Creepy white.
Okay.
Excuse my language, cracker.
Okay, and what did you say? Okay, they're having trouble hearing you, so take your time.
Creepy ass cracker.
Whoa, all right. That was the witness quoting Trayvon Martin, all right? What does this do to the equation? Because there's a couple things we're looking at here. We're looking at Trayvon Martin. We're looking at this witness's credibility as well. So how does that statement inside the courtroom today in front of the jury of 5 white women and 1 woman who is not white?
It makes...
Watch how Trayvon Martin daddy finna get exposed. This the biggest receipt in the game, y'all. Watch how Trayvon Martin daddy finna get exposed. All because of that girl supposed to be the girlfriend, right? Did y'all know she wasn't the girlfriend at all? And don't y'all know she was a fraud? And George Zimmerman sued her? Did y'all know that, right? Y'all should know that, because they made that public. Watch this.
her more believable because she could have chosen to hide it or to say something else or to disguise it, and she just seems to be who she is.
Sure. But this is somebody that's a friend of Trayvon Martin, and that doesn't make him look good. It makes him look like he associates with people that talk this way and act this way.
Exactly,
and that's not helpful.
which makes her
she's
credible.
quoting him,
She's
so it's coming out of his
Right.
mouth.
You know what? It's that line that really highlights the clash that we see in this case, because from Trayvon's point of view, he's doing nothing wrong, and now he's being chased down by this guy who, to him, looks like a creepy-ass cracker. And if you walk a mile in Trayvon's shoes, he's right. But Zimmerman...
I was wondering who was going to actually say it.
Oh, say it? Come on!
You had any doubt?
And I had Kavanaugh in the pool.
Exactly.
Yeah, anybody... That was an easy bet. But if there's... but from Zimmerman's eyes, he sees what he believes through the lens he views the world. He sees suspicious activity that's becoming more suspicious by the moment. And as Holly has called out before, it's a shame that there wasn't some communication.
We understand that.
This whole thing.
But you were laughing, Mo. I saw you were laughing when that statement was made. Some of the jurors were laughing as well.
I only laugh because of the whole entirety of her testimony.
And you know what? They got every bit to laugh. They got every bit to laugh because they know exactly going on, bro. Check this out. Come to find out the girlfriend is not the girlfriend. Her story was completely made up. The judge knew it, the prosecutor knew it, and then look how the news handled the situation. You see what I'm saying? Hold on. I'm going to show you why the motive is. You should know why the motive is. That's the question you should already know the answer to. Let me show you what the motive is. Just watch these videos and I'll be back.
And just, I watched like, wow. So, I mean, that's where the humor, I don't think any of it's funny, but what it says to me...
But that statement,
Sure,
when that statement
but what it
said,
says to me is that her and Trayvon were speaking to each other very truthfully, which says that he was telling her really what was going on. This creepy-ass cracker's following me. He is the entire time...
I didn't have Mo in the pool.
I was waiting. I'm trying to lose him. He's still following me. I think that it puts more credibility on the conversation they were having with each other to say that Trayvon was being honest with her when they were on the phone. So therefore, we can go on the other things that were communicated during that phone call to say what she is saying is all honest.
But that's if you believe...
Wait, time out. I haven't heard from Holly on this one.
Because Holly loves her.
Well, here's what I think.
My Devotion by Dolce & Gabbana, the new Eau de Parfum Intense.
In this week's Sunday Spotlight, it's been exactly 1 year since...
Here go your motive right here. This your motive. Watch this, y'all. This the motive.
That controversial verdict in the George Zimmerman trial, found not guilty of murder after the killing of Trayvon Martin. One of the key witnesses in that trial was Rachel Jeantel, a close friend of Trayvon Martin, who was on the phone with him right before he was shot. Her testimony made her a target of ridicule, but now she has turned her life around thanks to hard work and some good Samaritans. ABC's Matt Gutman has the story.
Are you unable to read that at all?
It was the moment that made Rachel Jeantel a household name.
Can you read any of the words on it?
The moment the 19-year-old was outed as illiterate on national TV.
I don't understand.
There's this point where he basically asks you to read the letter. And what do you say?
I'm not able to read it.
Why was that?
I didn't learn how to read cursive.
Bringing her...
Now y'all see what's about to happen here? Hold on. Boy, y'all see what's about to happen here, right? She playing like she can't read. So she playing dumb. Guess why the reason why she finna play dumb? Here go your motive.
Rough dialect to an all-white jury, argumentative and defiant.
You listening? You can go. No.
And all but embodying the racial rift the trial seemed to dig in this country. The ridicule was instant and merciless.
I think she comes across as brutally ignorant.
Including this picture posted on Instagram by defense attorney Don West's own daughter. It reads, "We beat stupidity celebration cones."
Now you finna see why they celebrating, right? The reason why they celebrating, because of her and what the prosecutor did.
Even if they know.
You could argue that part of her died on the stand in the murder trial of George Zimmerman, accused of shooting 17-year-old Trayvon Martin. You could also argue that she was reborn.
What did that feel like?
You didn't know me.
Keep this in mind, she was rewarded. Did he say she was rewarded for her testimony? Thumb me if y'all heard that, right? Thumb me if y'all heard that. Here go your motive.
To judge me.
You didn't know you to judge you.
Yes.
And it was during a break in testimony that Rod Vereen, a Miami attorney, decided to act.
I didn't like what took place in social media and the attacks that she received nationwide. And I couldn't turn my back to that, and I couldn't turn a blind eye to the problems that I knew she had.
He coached her that night and hasn't stopped.
So he coached her. What he coached her how to read, how to talk all over again, how to comprehend. So he basically homeschooled her when it came to the testimony. The worst thing, keep that in mind, she was coached by a lawyer. Right? That's why the prosecutor was laughing at this. Check this out.
Helping to set up a support group that he would call The Village. Jontel was born premature. English was not her first language at home, and reading never came easily.
In some of the articles that I've seen, it said that you had, at the time of this trial, a 4th grade reading level.
Yeah.
What? A 4th grade reading level? Come on, man. Y'all see how they got this lady sounding real dumb? But look what she gained after that.
I went to go find help.
But no one helped until Vereen's army of tutors descended for up to 7 hours a day, and they were tough.
Very, very, very tough. That's what I needed, to be honest. That's what I needed.
Jontel was sent to a new school, and last month, yep, that's her, in those heels and that smile.
Oh my gosh. Like that morning, like, I had kissed my bed. I was like, thank you, Jesus, this is the last time waking up at this time. Like, I really woke up, like, from the first time since I started going to this school.
The so-called illiterate girl walking in her own high school graduation.
Where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Following my dream.
Following your dreams.
And graduate college.
But all of them agree it'll take a village. For This Week, Matt Gutman, ABC News, Miami.
And we look forward to that take.
Oh, now y'all see what she got out of it, right? Hold on, wait a minute. Let's go to this. Here we go. Let's get to the good part.
2013 trial was an imposter.
Trayvon did have a girlfriend named Diamond Eugene, but she wasn't the witness at the trial.
This information has just come forward, which is why we're coming forward now with the lawsuit.
Larry Klayman is the lawyer filing the $100 million lawsuit against the prosecutor and against Trayvon Martin's parents, Sabrina. Lawsuit against the prosecutor and against.
There go his Masonic shirt. That's a Masonic shirt. And look how ranking, look at that bag. That's a high-ranking member. Whoa! Huh? Huh? High-ranking Masons. Look what they did when it came to the court case. They put up a false witness on the stand. They put a false witness on the stand. Look.
Trayvon Martin's parents, Sabrina Fulton and Tracy Martin. Klayman has a long history of suing black lawmakers and pushing conspiracy theories. The attorney once submitted a petition to deport President.
What? You mean to tell they got a history of doing this shit? They said they got a history of doing this shit, bro. Rewind this.
Full lawsuit.
He wasn't the witness.
In the 2013 trial was an imposter.
Trayvon did have a girlfriend named Diamond Eugene, but she wasn't the witness at the trial.
This information has just come forward, which is why we're coming forward now with the lawsuit.
Larry Klayman is the lawyer filing the $100 million lawsuit against the prosecutor and against Trayvon Martin's parents, Sabrina Fulton and Tracy Martin. Klayman has a long history of suing black lawmakers and pushing conspiracy theories. The attorney once submitted a petition to deport President Obama. His legal tactics have gotten him sanctions and bans from some courtrooms, yet he's still pressing on with this suit.
The Martin family, as we allege in the complaint, knew or had reason to know that a false witness was being put forward.
Feeling re-victimized by it all, Sabrina Fulton wrote on Facebook.
All right, here go the mama. The devil is so busy, but please keep me lifted in prayer. Why you asking for a prayer and you just put up a false witness? You got caught putting up a false witness, now you asking the public to pray for you? And then look, don't y'all know she didn't even stay at the house. This Trayvon Martin, she was in another part of Miami. The dad is supposed to be allegedly staying with a girlfriend at the time. Remember that story? Remember that story, right? Check this out.
Facebook, the devil is so very busy, but please keep me lifted in prayer. Hashtag this too shall pass. God is still in control.
Every year, George Zimmerman wants to be relevant again, and this is just not acceptable.
The Martin family civil rights lawyer, Benjamin Crump, is also named in the defamation suit over his...
He was involved in the whole goddamn thing. He's the lawyer in representing the family. So he's the co-conspirator when it comes to all of this shit.
New book that mentions the trial and Zimmerman. It's called Open Season, Legalized Genocide of Colored People.
George Zimmerman is linked with genocide to kill colored people. Now that's defamatory.
But in a written statement, Crump refutes it all, saying, quote, I have every confidence that this unfounded and reckless lawsuit will be revealed for what it is, another failed attempt to defend the indefensible and a shameless attempt to profit off the lives and grief of others. And the Coral Gables Art Cinema says that the screening was under a private booking and that they were not aware of all of the details surrounding this private rental. And so that is why they have since made the decision to cancel the rental. So again, that press conference and that screening will not take place here.
Because they just got exposed. They just got exposed because now you finna see what's the motive behind all of this shit.
Attorney says that he is still looking for a new venue, but he also tells us that ever since he filed this very controversial lawsuit, he's been getting numerous threats by...
Adobe Acrobat Studio is all new. What can PDF Spaces with AI do? Do your marketing needs in one spot.
The Trayvon Martin case, George Zimmerman, the man found not guilty of murder after shooting and killing Martin, is now suing Martin's family and others for $100 million. Steve Osensami has the story. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning to you, George. We should underline that this lawsuit makes wild claims that prosecutors say shouldn't even be taken seriously. But nonetheless, George Zimmerman is taking this case to court. He's suing for $100 million. George Zimmerman, who was acquitted in 2013 of the murder of Trayvon Martin, is suing the teen's parents, their attorney, state police, and former state prosecutors. In a lawsuit filed in Florida, he's making the unsubstantiated claim that this young woman, Rachel Jeantel, was a fake witness, coached into her testimony by prosecutors and the victim's family. On the witness,
she was coached by the lawyer, the family, the prosecutor, everybody coached this girl, bruh. So you mean to tell me you had the family with the prosecutor that's going along with the family, they all coached this girl? Man, y'all better get those likes up, bro. This the biggest receipt in the game. This the biggest receipt in the game that Trey Gang done linked this shit back to the Martin family, bro. That don't mean nothing to you? Dude, that don't mean nothing to you. All right, play this shit.
Witness stand, she testified that she was on the phone with the unarmed black teenager as Zimmerman was shooting him to death. But the suit accuses her of somehow standing in for her half-sister who didn't want to testify in the case and says that prosecutors and police were all in on it.
He said, "Why are you following me for?" And then I heard a hard breath man come and say, "What you doing around here?"
The lawyer filing the lawsuit has a long history of pushing conspiracy theories and suing black lawmakers. Critics call Larry Klayman pathologically litigious. He once submitted a petition to deport President Obama, and his legal tactics have gotten sanctions and bans from some courtrooms. This lawsuit is coming at the same time Zimmerman is featured in and is promoting a new movie. The film makes the...
Boy, he finna make a movie. Check this out. Now y'all know he finna make a movie, right? Let's see the motive. Let's see who all gonna benefit off this shit.
Same accusations. Trayvon Martin's family says they feel victimized yet again, calling this another failed attempt to defend the indefensible, and they accuse Zimmerman of trying to make a buck. Zimmerman's lawyer is being called out this morning for publicly sharing the contact information of former witnesses and former prosecutors, including one who's now a circuit court judge in the...
Let's reveal what's inside my mystery box, and it is witness number 8, Trayvon Martin's girlfriend who was on the phone with Trayvon that night, the state's star witness, and she's a real mystery. Her name is not public, and little is known about her relationship with Martin. But Zimmerman's defense team recently released witness number 8's handwritten one-page letter. Notice that it's dated March 19th, 22 days after the killing. And in the letter she writes, quote, "I was on the phone when Trayvon decided to go to the corner store. It started to rain." She talks about a man following Martin.
But keep this in mind, she couldn't read at first, right? And she said she couldn't read it cursive. But she writing in cursive in a letter 20 days after the death? 20 days after the death, right? But they said they had to coach her and she had to go to school, all this shit. Keep this in mind, this 20 days after the death, they ain't even going to court yet. Court didn't even start yet, right? Trial didn't even start, none of this shit. What's the motive? What's the motive behind this shit? Well, let's keep watching.
Then Trayvon turned around and said, "Why are you following me?" Then I heard him fall. Then the phone hung up. I called back and texted, no response. In my mind, I thought it was just a fight. Then I found out this tragic story. Thank you. Her name is blacked out because she's a minor, only 16 at the time. But here's what she told prosecutors.
And then he told me this guy was getting close. And he told me the guy was getting real close to him. And next thing I hear, "Why you following me for?"
And what do you hear Trayvon saying?
"Why you following me for?"
Why are you following me for?
Yeah.
And then what happened?
I hear this man, like an old man,
Okay.
say, "What are you doing around here?" And I hear his son like bump. You can hear that somebody bump Trayvon. So I can hear the grass. And then I was still screaming. I was saying Trayvon.
And there was no response?
Yeah. And then next thing the phone is shut off.
And now Martin's family attorney, Benjamin Crump, is catching heat over how he interviewed witness number 8. You see, late today, a win for the Zimmerman defense team. A Florida appeals court says Zimmerman's attorneys can depose Crump and question him about Trayvon's girlfriend.
Hi, I'm Brett. And I'm Jonathan. This is Darla.
Seminole County Sheriff's Office, this line is being recorded by...
Now listen to where the daddy at, right? Keep this in mind. He ain't staying with the mama, right? The lady he married to, that's the mama. But they don't stay together. The mama supposed to allegedly to send him to go stay with him that he supposed to be staying with a girlfriend. Right? Listen to this whole 911 call and tell me do this shit hit different now.
My name is Cassandra.
How are you?
Good. How are you today, sir?
Good. I also need to file a missing person report because it hasn't really been 24 hours. But I'm from Miami, and my son's up here with me, and he left. I'm in Sanford. He don't know anybody up here, and
okay.
And I haven't.
So are you staying at a hotel here?
No, I'm actually staying at a girlfriend's house.
Okay, do you know the address?
What's the address, baby?
Okay. And you said it was your son that's missing?
Yes.
Give me one moment. And you said, how long has he been missing for?
Since last night.
Since last night? Hold on. Think about how many police gonna be in that area. Right? Now y'all catching on now. Now y'all catching on. This ain't no dispatcher, and the dispatcher is not finna be taking no missing person call. Y'all. Damn, I was gonna ask that question, but y'all already beat me to it. Now y'all see the consistency with this goddamn 911 call, right? Watch this.
How old is your son?
He's 17.
Okay, what's his name?
Trayvon Martin. TrayvonMartin.
Okay, sir, what's your name?
My name is Tracy Martin.
Okay, what's the phone number we can reach you at? Okay, sir, and your officer can meet with you and file the report?
Yes.
Okay. What was your son last seen wearing?
So he probably had on a pair of khaki shorts.
How would he know if he was out of town on the road? How would he know the last clothing he would have on if he is not there? He supposed to be on the road. Shit, that nigga ass ain't on the road. He ain't on the road. He supposed to be a truck driver, right? Ain't Kendrick Johnson daddy was a truck driver too? Is Kendrick Johnson daddy is a truck driver? Cause they both stories the same, bro. They both stories damn near the same. How would you know the last? This is like me out of town. I've been out of town for like about 4-5 days, right? I'll probably call my kids or whatever. You know, I ain't gonna know what they got on. Watch this.
And a gray sweatshirt. He probably has on slides. And a pair of Jordan tennis shoes. White and red tennis shoes.
Okay.
All the way to the shoes?
Okay, sir. Can you give me a specific time of the last time you saw him?
Around 8:30.
8:30?
Yeah, 8:30 last night, yes.
So he know what time he came. He said around about 8:30. Oh, what you mean? Cause look what an hour before that, you know, he already been shot. The ambulance, we all just know the timeline, right? So when did he get home? He had to pass all these police officers, everything, you know what I'm saying? And if you see all these police around and crime scene tape, won't you think you would be acting like that? I wanna know what the fuck going on. What? Let's listen to this call again one more time. One more time. Listen to how calm he sounding. Look at the details that he giving. You don't supposed to know what clothes he had on and you know what I'm talking about. Listen to this shit.
Seminole County Sheriff's Office, this line is being recorded. My name is Cassandra.
How are you?
Good. How are you today, sir?
Good. I also need to file a missing person report because it hasn't really been 24 hours. But I'm from Miami, and my son's up here with me, and he left. I'm in Sanford. He don't know anybody up here, and
okay.
And I haven't.
So are you staying at a hotel here?
No, I'm actually staying at a girlfriend's house.
See how long he had to take you? I'm staying at my girlfriend's house. Whoa! Where is the girlfriend? I ain't never saw the girlfriend. Did y'all see the girlfriend who he was staying with? I never saw her. They never mentioned her. Ain't that strange? Is that strange, gang? I never saw the girlfriend, but they got the mama though. So if he supposed to be on the road, how he know he got? Man, that man is not on that road, bro. And guess what rumors that I found out? Trayvon Martin organs went to Dick Cheney. To Dick Cheney, Jack. Listen to this shit.
Do you know the address?
What's the address, baby?
Okay. And you said it was your son that's missing?
Yes.
What's the address, baby? You don't even hear us saying, yeah, and you don't know the address and you stand with her? What the fuck? What the fuck? Boy, look how parents do their kids.
Give me one moment. And you said, how long has he been missing for?
Since last night.
How old is your son?
He's 17.
Okay, what's his name?
Trayvon Martin. TrayvonMartin.
Okay, sir, what's your name?
My name is Tracy Martin.
Okay, what's the phone number we can reach you at? Okay, sir, and your officer can meet with you and file the report?
Yes.
Okay. What was your son last seen wearing?
So he probably had on a pair of khaki shorts and a gray sweatshirt. He probably had his own slides. And a pair of Jordan tennis shoes. White and red tennis shoes.
Okay. Okay, sir. Can you give me a specific time of the last time you saw him?
Around 8:30.
8:30?
Yeah, 8:30 last night, yes. 8:30 last
Saw him? Okay, sir. Can you give me a specific time of the last time you saw him?
Give me a timeline when the last time you saw him. That means you saw this, you was at the crime scene, and this is what you saw at 8-some. That's how you know what clothes he had on. It don't take no rocket science to figure that shit out. It don't take no rocket science to figure that shit out. That's how you know That's how you know the clothes he had on, the shoes he had on, and you know that man already went to that store, and you know when that man came back, you down there heard the shots and everything. So look, once they took the body, and once they left, bro, you was outside. You was at the crime scene. You would still be there when the investigator would be out there investigating the crime scene. Because they're going to be out there till the next morning. They're going to be out there for at least 4 to 8 hours. Come on, y'all. That's how that man knows. I'm listening to him. His story is so fucked up. Damn, bro. Golly, man.
Around 8:30. 8:30 last night, yes.
That's when you last saw, but you supposed to be on the road, remember? They let ask you when you last saw him. I last saw him at 8:30. He ain't say, baby, when last time you seen Trayvon? He didn't even say, hey, my girlfriend told me, man, my son didn't come home, and she last saw him around by this time, and I done searched the neighborhood, and I asked everybody, hey, did you see my son? None of that. None of that. None of that shit, bruh. All right.
Okay, sir, we're going to dispatch somebody out there.
Okay, thank you.
All right, yes, sir. Thanks.
So let's see who will all benefit from this case.
Over 80% of women who tried Black Girl Vitamins said they saw positive health changes. Are you ready to feel?
Boy, I know
Welcome.
BET was
I'm Jamala
coming.
Mustafa with BET Social and Paramount Network.
Watch who all finna. Y'all know George Zimmerman made a movie about it. Watch this.
Today we are joined by the founders of the Trayvon Martin Foundation, the authors of Rest in Power, The Enduring Life of Trayvon Martin, and last but not least, the co-executive producers of a new film debuting at Tribeca Film Festival, trailing the life of Trayvon Martin, Mr. Tracy Martin and Miss Sabrina Fulton. Thank you so much for giving us your time and being with us today.
Thank you.
So taking a trip down memory lane 6 years ago, when your son didn't return from 7-Eleven, does that memory haunt you? And what's life like 6 years later?
It absolutely haunts me. It doesn't feel like it's been 6 years. It just feels like it's been a few months ago, and because the pain is still there. The pain never leaves. You know, it's something that we carry in our hearts every day. And so we just continue to relive it.
Now, in 2012, you addressed the second-degree murder charges brought up against George Zimmerman. And Ms. Fulton, you said that all you wanted was an arrest. Nothing more, nothing less, an arrest. Time has passed. Do you still have that feeling?
Well, at the time in 2012, you know, we always stayed focused on whatever the issue was at hand. Originally, I wasn't looking for arrest. That wasn't my primary focus. My primary focus was to make sure Trayvon's body got back to Miami so that we can bury him. So that.
Look how stupid she sound, bruh. Look how stupid this lady sound now, bruh. Nobody never saw the girlfriend. You see the wife, but nobody. Where is the girlfriend? Where is the girlfriend, bruh?
That was my primary focus at that particular time. So a lot of times people say, well, what about the arrest? What about, I wasn't concentrating, I wasn't focused on the arrest. And then after the service, the homegoing service for Trayvon, yes, now my focus is, I want to arrest for the person that shot and killed Trayvon. And then after the person was arrested, we really wanted a conviction, so the focus continued to change. And then after we didn't get a conviction and the person who shot and killed Trayvon was acquitted, then what we wanted to do was make sure that we built a legacy for Trayvon. And so the focus continued to change, but we always knew what the purpose was, and the purpose was to make sure that we made sure that other children, other young people, you know, felt a little safer.
And the
So, this shit is so crazy. They'll sacrifice their kids and then come with a solution like, yeah, so I joined this organization so it won't happen to the next child and to the next person. And all of this shit. Hold on.
film is just another step. And so, you know, it's debuting at the Film Festival, Tribeca. Tell us about some of the people that were involved in creating this masterpiece.
Actually, you know, everybody knows about Sean Carter being a part of the project, but the people that are
high-ranking Mason, bruh. Another Mason. Check this out. If he a 33-degree Mason, and Trayvon daddy is a 33-degree Mason, when they go to church, he ain't no famous than his daddy. Jay-Z ain't no more famous. This ain't like they go to church together, right? They just like brothers. He don't look at them like that. No, they look at each other. They brothers. I'm finna help you out, brother. You sacrifice your son, and man, I'm finna bless the whole fucking family. Job well done. What? So George Zimmerman got a movie out, and y'all doing the same thing, putting y'all movie out, selling books and shit. Look.
Are doing the groundwork. Jenner and Julia, they have done a tremendous job of going out, doing a lot of research. Their team, Viacom, they've been a huge part of it. Paramount, and you know, it's 20 different components working on this.
What's so funny? See what I'm saying, gang? She down there knows she probably be a damn wit to damn self and can relate what the fuck going on. That's why I told y'all, man, Hollywood, man, y'all just don't know. They in the neighborhood, bruh. Man, y'all think Hollywood ain't surrounding y'all, bruh?
This project to make it a success.
Absolutely. In the docu-series, you mentioned having a huge player, Sean Carter, be a part of this project. What was that like working with him, especially with this film?
Well, you know,
we probably didn't meet the entertainment Jay-Z. We met the father Jay-Z. And so the father Jay-Z and the businessman Jay-Z is a lot different from
the father? What you mean the father? The father, Jay-Z? What, he supposed to be the Pope or something? Damn, do we got a high rank that everybody go, Father Jay-Z? Father Jay-Z, bless you, Father Jay-Z.
What people know of him and who he is, he's a very compassionate father of 3 now, you know, and he is vested in this project. And so he knows, you know, the heart of a father.
People fail to realize we've had a relationship with Jay-Z for a few years now. And this was before the docuseries was even thought, you know, it was even a thought. We met with Jay-Z, Beyonce, and we had a relationship, we built a relationship with them just as parents. And they were involved, they got involved back in 2012 with the movement, speaking out for Trayvon, and that meant a lot. Yeah. I think just to see Sean Carter on stage promoting Trayvon, that opened up the eyes of a lot of people in our community.
It was a heavy cosign. Now, you know, the trailer was also, you know, very simple, but it was heavy, and you felt it. And of course, the one line that is sticking out in everybody's mind, I'm sure that you know it, when you talk about time and wounds and how time heals all wounds, and sometimes it doesn't. Did you forgive the man who took your son's life, and did that wound, is that healed for you? No, it's not healed, and no, I haven't forgiven. I know that one day I will, but as of right now, I have not, because the pain is so fresh, it still hurts extremely bad. And no, I'm very honest with, you know, and real with my feelings, and I haven't forgiven.
it's still fresh in my mind. It still hurts very deeply. It feels like a hole in my heart, like I had open heart surgery or something. And it just never goes away.
What's one tip that you would give to a grieving parent trying to just deal with the absence?
It's crazy. If y'all sacrifice your kids, look at the question. What advice you would give to your parents about your kids? This the most devilish, demonic shit. Man, I'm so glad Kenneka woke me up to how social media works. This how social media works, guys. This how it works now. The whole time when I was watching this shit, all my attention was on the goddamn Zimmerman dude, that racist motherfucker. I'm tired of killing us black men, but the whole time the parent ain't on, they finna profit off this shit.
Right? Just the absence of not having their child there.
I think you, first and foremost, you have to surround yourself with good people, God-fearing people. You have to have a supporting cast. You're gonna have those tough days. You're gonna have those days where you don't want to come out of your room. You just balled up in the shell. So you have to have that faith in God, no matter what God you believe in or who you believe in. You have to have a strong conviction in your faith.
Self-care is important. You know, a lot of times, you know, I'm just remembering back when this first happened that I didn't want to get up in the morning and take a shower and comb my hair and brush my teeth. I just wanted to stay in the room. So self-care is important, and you have to know how to bring yourself back from those dark days. When everybody is gone, when everybody has gone home, when your pastor's not there, when your church members not there, when your family members and friends, when they all are gone home, how do you bring yourself back? And so that's the sole thing that I told my son is to make sure you know how to bring yourself, lift yourself back up. And it's through the word. And so my favorite Bible.
Lying like a motherfucker. I wouldn't be surprised, man. Check this out. I wouldn't be surprised Trayvon was cutting up, just like how they were saying he was cutting up in school. He was on the football team and everything. Only problem that he want to live a little gangster life. So his daddy sacrificed his ass. You don't want to live according to how the way I'm living? Get you out of here. What? Hold on. Let's go to this.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, it's his job to keep the power on. That's why he chooses Grainger for professional-grade products and next-day delivery, so he can rise to every.
That tragedy in Florida, the 17-year-old shot dead by a self-proclaimed soldier in the neighborhood crime watch. The shooting has ignited a national debate about new laws allowing citizens in more than 20 states a lot of latitude in deploying deadly force. ABC's Matt Gutman is in Florida tonight.
So, Mayor Triplett, do you want to answer where the chief is? Could he be here to answer questions?
Tonight, after 10 days of silence, city leaders forced to talk.
There have been allegations of misconduct in the investigation by the police department.
If there were mistakes made, we're going to handle that.
Anger intensifying after the death of an unarmed black 17-year-old, Trayvon Martin, shot by Crime Watch volunteer George.
Man, this the most crazy shit. When you see these watch signs, y'all see you got the eye right here. This the eye. The one eye, Jack. Neighborhood watch with the one seeing eye. Guess what? You see the blue? Whoa. I know what to look for.
Zimmerman.
There's gunshots.
That moment caught on this call to police who accepted the shooter's claim of self-defense, triggering the anger Sanford Mayor Jeff Triplett met head-on today.
But the allegations of misconduct or possible missteps.
Heckled, he didn't get to answer. But it's not just the mayor and police that are being questioned tonight, but also a 7-year-old Florida law called Stand Your Ground, giving enormous leeway to people like Zimmerman to use deadly force if they feel threatened. Since the law, justified homicides in Florida have jumped threefold. 20 other states have similar laws, but Florida's is seen as the most extreme.
The courts here challenged by some of these cases, including one in which a man was shot dead after a playground argument.
Now check this out. I had watched this lady, and she was dead on about, you know, it's in the Trayvon Martin case, right? Now look, bro, this shit is so crazy. I want to go to the Kendrick Johnson case. That's what I'm finna do. I'm finna go to the Kendrick Johnson case, and I want y'all to listen to his daddy and his daddy only. Watch this.
Something after school.
Watch this,
I'm on my way to get it now.
Hold on.
But
everybody got purple.
Stuff just ain't missing like that. That's evidence. This is the first case I can recall, whereas we were on a task force to work with the federal government in a case that far away from DC.
Why do you think that they did that?
Well, to my understanding, they recused all the federal agencies for being involved in the case. Therefore, an outside agency like ourselves with homicide experience was perfect for investigating the case.
Why would they recuse themselves?
Because in this particular case, the two persons who were listed as persons of interest, their father was an FBI agent. It was just something about that case that just made me feel as though, because of who was involved, you have a star athlete, is one of the bellboys, star athlete, and the father's decorated FBI agent. Something just wasn't right.
Snotty nose, smiling, just busy. Smiling, always doing something.
I remember this one right here, when he lost his teeth that time.
Didn't have.
Just check out the daddy. He a high-ranking Mason. Then look, the dude that claimed the ones who they accusing them little white boys, you know, they daddy is the director of the FBI. No, he a Mason. Watch this.
Have no hair. They got on ears. That's him doing what he do best. This him running the ball. Yeah. He's trying to take it in the goal line.
Boy, look at these people selling out. They got, this shit is on the movie, bro. Finding Kendrick. Listen to the daddy, y'all.
Pieces of what took place. The body was found in the gym at Lowndes County High School early Friday morning. Now, Lowndes County Sheriff Chris Prine officially released the name of the deceased individual today as 17-year-old sophomore Kendrick L. Johnson. Johnson was reportedly found in the gym next to several rolled-up mats and suffered no gunshots or trauma to his body. Sheriff Prine says the incident is slightly puzzling, but one the department is working hard to find answers for.
KJ is.
Damn, y'all, they won't even let me show the damn video. Damn. Y'all see this shit? I'm watching, I'm looking at my screen. I'm like, damn, it ain't showing on her. Damn.
Oh, my husband.
Golly, bro. Just listen to the mama right quick.
And all my children, all their initials start with K and a J. I have 3 Kenneka now. That's my husband, my oldest son, and my grandson is K. We call him K3. And my daughter, she's Kenneka. So that's Kenneth Sr., Kenneth Jr., Kenyatta, Kendrick, and Kenya, and my other granddaughter, Kennedy. All of them are KJs. And we use his initials. We say that means King Jesus.
King Jesus? What?
We are.
Man, ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? Hold on, y'all. Y'all want to know what's standing out to me right now? Look what's standing out to me. Why she look just like...
I thought I knew what therapy was until I found the right therapist. And let me tell you, game changer.
Why she look like Trayvon Martin mama a little bit?
We're joined by the founder life of Trayvon Martin.
God damn! What the fuck? Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold the fuck up. Kendrick Johnson mother. What the fuck? What the fuck, bruh? God damn! Hold on, bro. Wait a minute, bro. Oh, no, okay. There they go both together. God damn! They still look alike. What the fuck going on here? Woo-wee! They damn near look alike. Golly, man. Y'all listen to her story.
Are here at the school.
This is the story of Kendrick Johnson. After a 4-year undercover investigation into the facts of this case, our team has still not found the evidence to point the finger at a killer. So at this time, we don't know who killed KJ. However, we have collected a lot of facts and pieces of evidence in our own mind. Johnson. They got married and have lived in Valdosta, Georgia their entire lives. Kenneth is a truck driver. Together.
And Trayvon daddy is a truck driver too. Little Trayvon daddy is a truck driver, and Kendrick Johnson daddy is a truck driver, and both of them was out of town when they son come up missing. Ain't that something? They story the same. Man, they been running the same fucking plane. What? You got Kendrick Johnson daddy was a truck driver too, and he was out of town when he got the call. Tracy Martin is a truck driver too, and he was on the road when his son came up missing. What?
Valdosta. And his mom, Jackie Johnson. They got married and have lived in Valdosta, Georgia their entire lives. Kenneth is a truck driver. Together, he and Jackie have raised a family.
Man, hell no. Hell no. Trayvon Martin daddy. All on the Breakfast Club. Look, got the suit on. Hold on, watch this, y'all. Check this out. Hold on, I'll be right back. Hold up. Watch this. Hold on, y'all. Trayvon Martin daddy.
According to Wikipedia, after being divorced, Martin's father married Alicia Stanley, who had 2 daughters from a previous marriage. They met when Martin was about 3 years old and were together for about 14 years.
Whoa, wait a minute. I need the truck driver story. What a truck driver? Hold on. Tracy Martin was a truck driver. Hold on. Here we go right here. Tracy Martin, daddy, is a truck driver. Whoa!
Johnson. They got married and have lived in Valdosta, Georgia their entire lives. Kenneth is a truck driver. Together, he and Jackie have...
Both of them truck drivers got the same story. They got the same fucking story. Wow! Wow! Check what his daddy do.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
How the fuck I'm reaching? How the fuck I'm reaching? You must just got in. You must don't know what fuck going on. Man, how the fuck is I'm reaching? Shit. How in the fuck I'ma be reaching if you pull up Tracy Martin and I hit that button on your ass to go back to the Martin family? I ain't reaching no shit. But true, you must know some shit. Fuck you talking about? Look.
You may proceed.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
State your name, please.
Tracy Benjamin Martin.
And, of course, you're Trayvon Martin's father.
Yes.
You've been here for the testimony throughout the trial, correct?
Correct.
Including today when we had a couple of officers testifying about an event where you had gone to meet with investigator Chris Serino at...
Just pay attention, young man. Pay attention, young man. I'm finna show you where this shit finna... This Tracy Martin right here. That's him right there. Since I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm finna go back to the Martin's family in Chicago with J Money now. And Jermaine Jackson. Fuck you talking about? I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Sanford Police Department.
Correct.
Remember that?
Yes.
Do you remember the event itself, having gone down there? I believe you went with Brandy Green?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have a conversation with Officer Serino about why he wanted you down at the station?
Yeah, initially, we were going down to the police department to make sure that he had verified that Trayvon had been identified. Detective Serino didn't bring me to the station. I actually went to the station myself.
Okay. With Miss Green?
Correct.
And at some point, you did go back to his sort of office cubicle area and listen to some tapes, is that correct?
Correct.
My understanding is, from my knowledge of the discussion...
And what that young man that said I was reaching? Well, here you go right here. Big boot ass little boy. So you sit your big boot ass down and pay attention. I ain't got to read shit. I ain't got to read for a motherfucking thing. Fuck you talking about these motherfuckers been doing this shit for years. Fuck you talking about ain't shit funny. Yeah. Tow his ass up real quick.
Discovery was that you listened to a number of tapes, one of which was the tape that we're identifying as the Lauer 911 call, correct?
Yes.
And he did play that for you?
Yes.
And were you listening to it as he played it for you?
Yes.
Understand that it was difficult to listen to. It included the shot that ended your son's life, correct?
Yes.
At the end of that tape, do you recall Officer Serino asking you whether or not you could identify your son's voice?
Not those exact words, but something to that nature, yes.
And watch this. The daddy really fucked this up. Guess what that man said? He couldn't even tell that was his son screaming. Man, first the man said that was his son, and then turned around later on in the testimony, nah, that don't sound like my son. Whoa, and fucked the whole case up. What you mean? So you mean tell me I'm capping about this? So I'm capping about this official? Let me know if I'm capping about this. Somebody, you been down with me. You know I ain't capping, bro. Stop playing with me, bro. So you saying I'm faking this shit too? So I'm faking these receipts. So I'm faking these receipts, right? All right.
Okay. Do you recall the words as best you can recall that he used?
As best as I recall, after he played the tape, he basically just said, "Do you recognize the voice?"
And what was your response?
My response was just simply, I didn't tell him that I didn't know. I didn't tell him, no, that wasn't Trayvon. I think the chairs had wheels on them, and I kind of pushed away from the table and just kind of shook my head and said, "I can't tell."
So your words were, "I can't tell."
Something to that effect, but I never said, no, that wasn't my son's voice.
You heard Officer Serino testify that you said no, correct?
Correct.
And you heard Officer Singleton also testify that she was about 8 or 10 feet and she heard you say no, or an indication that you acknowledged it was not Trayvon's voice. Is that correct?
Before Officer Singleton even testified, the first time Officer Singleton testified, that was the first time I ever seen.
Man, look, these cases is connected. If you got a family sacrificing their kids, and Miss Teresa done sacrificed her kids, and then you got the Johnson sacrificing their kids, and all of them got what in common? Movie deals, promotions, gainful fame.
I had no idea that she was even in the vicinity.
Right, you didn't notice her there, correct?
No.
But you heard her testify that she heard you, correct?
Yes, I heard her testify.
As you were here today?
I heard her testify to that, but I didn't see her in the room.
Okay. Did you ever say to anyone, did you ever ask to hear the tape a second time?
Not at that moment, no.
Did you ever tell anybody that you had listened to a cleaned up version of the tape and were then able to identify the voice on it?
What do you mean, cleaned up version?
I'm asking you, sir.
To my knowledge, the tape that I listened to is the same tape that's circulating. That's the only tape I know of. I have no knowledge of a cleaned up version.
Okay. So the question then is, did you ever tell anybody, your attorney or anybody else?
I never told anyone that I listened to a cleaned up version of the tape.
Okay. Or an enhanced version?
I have no knowledge of an enhanced version.
Did you ever tell Sabrina Fulton, your ex-wife, that you had listened to the tape at Officer Sereno's desk?
I hadn't told her, no.
Was there any reason why you didn't give her that information?
There was a lot of stuff going on. We had just buried our son. A lot of emotions, and you just don't think of every little detail that you've been through. That was obviously it was a tragic and still is a tragic time for us. So just to answer your question, did I tell Miss Fulton that I listened to the tape? No, I didn't.
Now, you were at the mayor's office when the tape was played for the entire family, correct?
Correct.
And you were there as well, listening to the tape?
Yes.
Did you ever take an opportunity to tell Miss Fulton or any of the other family members before the tape was played what they were going to hear?
No, I didn't.
Is there any reason why you didn't advise them of that?
I'm sure they were aware of what we were doing at the mayor's office, so there was no reason for me to confirm, in fact, that we were there to listen to the tapes.
And was it at that time in the room with everybody else? Or what did you say about the tape when you listened to it that time in the mayor's office?
What do you mean, what did I say?
Did you acknowledge anything about the tape to anybody?
After listening to the tape for maybe 20 times, I said I knew that it was Trayvon's voice. I didn't direct that towards any family members. Matter of fact, I think the family members had started leaving out the room. It was too much for them. They couldn't take it. And I just decided to sit there and listen to it.
Had you listened to the tape between the time that Officer Sereno played it for you on about the 28th of February and about the 16th of March when you heard it in the mayor's office?
No, listened to it in Detective Sereno's cubicle and then again in the mayor's office.
Okay, no time in between?
No.
Okay. Have a moment, Your Honor.
So this is what I got out the whole deal. Tracy, the daddy, had to be involved with this. He said, look, he made it seem like he just got into town the night after the murder. Right? So the girlfriend must have told him he missing. So he called and said, yeah, I want to report my son missing. When the lady asked him, what's the address? He never gave her the address. I'm going to send the police unit. What you mean? No address? They talking to a dispatcher, bro, about a missing person report? Call 911 right now. And see, can you report somebody missing over the goddamn phone? He did everything what Mr. Risa did. You see how everybody call out Mr. Risa on no 911 calls? Now you got to call him out. He knew what his son had on last. How? He said he last saw the man at 8. That's an hour after the death. And then you call hours later to say, hey, I want to report my son missing. Then he don't know the address if he stand with a broad. You don't know the address where you stand there, like, what the fuck? So you got Zimmerman right here, all a part of the scheme. Right? So all of this is just, they know what's going on. Everybody didn't look at it like this here. This whole courtroom know it's a fucking ritual. That's why this world is a stage, bruh. Oh, let's play court now. We can play court. We can play court and shit. We got, know what I'm talking about? Let's play this shit out. All this just like another movie set. Lights, camera, and action. You got the good lawyer going against the prosecutor. They playing good cop, bad cop in this motherfucker. Bruh, I ain't got no more hope in the justice system, bruh. And if you look around the court system, and it filled with Illuminati symbols, show me the stars. Show me all the tools when it comes to the masses. The mallet, the scales of justice, the elites, all of this shit. The torture flame, all that. Show me all that shit in the courtroom. The same thing you see on the pyramid wall. The same thing the Freemasonry go in their lodge, see all the pyramids, the one seeing now, all that shit is in the lodge. What you see in the courtroom. Man, this got to be the most craziest thing. When I say they Masons, check this out. This is a prime example. If you a truck driver, just say they dad is a truck driver. Goddamn. You got Kendrick dad a truck driver, and all of a sudden you got Tracy dad a truck driver. Let's say they both truck drivers, goddamn. They got the same fucking story. Hold on. Look at this shit.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Cross.
Look how much money the court's making off this shit.
Martin, even at this time, is it hard for you to believe that your son is not longer living?
It's very difficult to believe that Trayvon's not living. As I said over and over, that was my best friend in life, and to have him gone is tragic.
Okay. You were asked two areas that I want to cover with you that Mr. O'Mara asked you about. The 911 call that you heard, or the calls, the recordings that you heard at SPD, or Sanford Police Department. You remember going there?
Yes.
Now, in terms of this jury understanding the context, that your son was killed late evening Sunday, February 26th. And you would have gone over to the Sanford Police Department the morning of the I believe it's the 28th. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Whoa!
Going there.
Yes.
Now, in terms of this jury understanding the context, that your son was killed late evening Sunday, February 26th. And you would have gone over to the Sanford Police Department the morning of the I believe it's the 28th. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Whoa! That ain't what the 911 call said. Go back to the night. Do you want me to send an officer? But look, how would he would show up that morning, but he supposed to be calling later on that night? This shit is fucking crazy. Bro, let me replay this shit. I'm finna replay it right now, gang. Do I need to go back to this call?
Seminole County Sheriff's Office, this line is being recorded. My name is Cassandra.
How are you?
Good, how are you today, sir?
Good. I don't know if I need to file a missing person report, because it hasn't really been 24 hours. But I'm from Miami, and my son's up here with me, and he left, I'm in Sanford, he don't know anybody up here, and
okay.
And I haven't.
So are you staying at a hotel here?
No, I'm actually staying at a girlfriend's house. My girlfriend's house.
Do you know the address?
What's the address, baby?
Why is this? Why you gotta ask for the address, but you had never heard her in the background giving him the address to give to the dispatcher, right?
Okay. And you said it was your son that's missing?
Yes.
You don't even hear the girlfriend. Where the girlfriend at? Don't you must have heard, yeah, baby, the address is such and such, such and such. None of this. Watch this.
Give me one moment. And you said, how long has he been missing for?
Since last night.
Since last night? What time was this 911 call made? Hold up.
How old is your son?
He's 17.
Okay, what's his name?
Trayvon Martin. TrayvonMartin.
Okay, sir, what's your name?
My name is Tracy Martin.
Okay, what's the phone number we can reach you at? Okay, sir, and your officer can meet with you and file the report?
Yes.
Okay.
That's all I want to know. They supposed to be sending the officer there. Oh, shit.
Late evening, Sunday, February 26th. And you would have gone over to the Sanford Police Department the morning of the I believe it's the 28th. Do you recall that?
Yes.
And I believe also you really found out your son was dead at some point, actually the 27th. Is that true? That
Correct.
Monday?
Yes.
Okay. And was it still hard for you to believe that your son was dead?
It's still hard to this day that he's dead.
Okay. And officers had come to your house, I believe, on the 27th and told you that your son was dead, right? First, they wanted to verify that that was your son, in terms because he didn't have a ID with him, so they wanted for you to verify that he was the person that they found out in the courtyard of that retreat at Twin Lakes where Brandy Green lived, right?
Correct.
Okay. And I gather you went and got a picture of your son just to show them who your son was, or did they show you a picture of the person that at that time was just described as an unknown person out of the courtyard? Unknown person out of the courtyard. They showed you a picture of a body there on the ground, correct?
Check, Your Honor. May we approach?
Oh, shit. Now, y'all heard that questioning? Now, think about what I just said, right? He gonna have to be there at the crime scene to know what clothes he had on, right? But now they trying to make it look like, yeah, you know the detective showed you a picture, right? Woo! Man, I pay attention. I ain't missing nothing on this channel, Jack. I ain't missing shit. Look, that's why they objected to that. Cause look, if I told y'all, look, he got to be there to see that and then call 911, right? After everything happened. After everything happened, bro, he already been on the scene, seen the shit. He could have been witnessing the shit. Cause keep this in mind, Trayvon Martin was, look, Trayvon, check this out. They were saying Trayvon Martin would try to run back to the house. So at some point, he was right there at the house, but he had to run back from the house. See what I'm saying? Man, this is what I get out of this shit. He gonna be there when the assault happening. He could have been in the house. You know what I'm saying? While the assault was happening, bam, bam, bam. Once the police showed up and all of this, he blended in with the crowd. I bet you he blended in with the crowd and was at that motherfucking crime scene, bro. At that crime scene, the police was like, look, you know you got to call him for the missing person report. Go on, call, know what I'm saying? Yeah, I want to file a missing person. When you last saw him? I last saw him at 8:30. How the fuck you gonna see him at 8:30? Yes, if I want to file a person, I just made it in town. You know, I'm a truck driver and shit. I just made it in town. Come on, man.
Yes.
All right, proceed, Your Honor.
Yes, you may.
Mr. Martin, I was asking you about the 27th. Detective Serino or Investigator Serino had come and showed you a photograph. Is that correct? And you identified it as being your son, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now we move to the 28th, where they asked you to go down to the police station, correct?
Correct.
And you go.
Whoa! They asked you go to the police station, so that means whoa! Did y'all just caught that? Boy, this is good. You mean to tell me you on the scene and the police telling you come to the precinct? The police telling you come to the precinct. So you left with the police. Whoa!
Go down with Mr. Martin, I was asking you about the 27th. Detective Serino or Investigator Serino had come and showed you a photograph.
On the 27th. Did y'all, how he was showing him a photo on the 27th? Remind y'all, you don't supposed to see no photos on the 27th, because remember y'all, you supposed to call them the next day, remember? Remember that? Got him. Got him. Man, I need to be a lawyer and a detective. I'm finna go to school for this shit, bro. Man, I'm finna go to school for this shit. Fuck this. My mind is made up. I'm signing up. I'm finna take the bars down and I'm finna pass this whole with flying colors, bro. God damn it. So look, listen to this question again.
Just to show them who your son was, or did they show you a picture? Officers had come to your house, I believe, on the 27th and told you that your son.
On the 27th! On the 27th! What the 911 call said?
Seminole County Sheriff's Office, this line is being recorded. My name is Cassandra.
How are you?
Good, how are you today, sir?
Good.
And this on the 28th. Remember y'all that this on the 28th, right? Woo! Whoa! Got him! How much these lawyers get paid for this type of shit, bruh? Damn! Look!
I don't know if I need to file a missing person report. Because it hasn't really been 24 hours. But I'm from Miami, and my son's up here with me, and he left. I'm in Sanford. He don't know anybody up here, and
okay.
And I haven't.
So are you staying at a hotel here?
No, I'm actually staying at a girlfriend's house.
Okay, do you know the address?
What's the address, baby?
Okay. And you said it was your son that's missing?
Yes.
Give me one moment. And you said, how long has he been missing for?
Since last night.
Since last night. So what did it sound like before the 911 call? Before the 911 call, Jack.
Leave on over to the Sanford Police.
All right.
You were asked two areas that I want to cover with you that Mr. O'Mara asked you about. The 911 call that you heard, or the calls, the recordings that you heard at SPD or Sanford Police Department. You remember going there?
Yes.
Now, in terms of this jury understanding the context, that your son was killed late evening Sunday, February 26th. And you would have gone over to the Sanford Police Department the morning of the I believe it's the 28th. Do you recall that?
Yes.
And I believe also.
Wait a minute. I got this shit wrong. Hold on, do I got this shit wrong? died 26. Boom, it would be 27 in the morning. So this shit's still the same.
You really found out your son was dead at some point, actually the 27th. Is that true? That Monday?
Yes.
Okay. And was it still hard for you to believe that your son was dead?
It's still hard to this day that he's dead.
Okay. And
so boom, it still would match up if you know what he had on and you last saw him at 8 and then 7 once the police. Oh man, it's still the same. It's still fucking the same. It's still the fucking same. 27, then about 8 o'clock, then 27 to come. Boom, he said he wasn't need 24 hours yet. And bam. Oh yeah, it still make fucking sense, bruh.
officers had come to your house, I believe, on the 27th and told you that your son was dead, right? First, they wanted to verify that that was your son in terms, because he didn't have a ID with him, so they wanted for you to verify that he was the person that they found out in the courtyard.
And then look, and then he said they still showed him a picture, but he described everything he had on at the crime scene. Boy, something ain't right, bro. I'm telling y'all, bro. I'm listening to this shit.
Part of that retreat at Twin Lakes where Brandy Green lived, right?
Correct.
Okay. And I gather you went and got a picture of your son just to show them who your son was, or did they show you a picture of the person that at that time was just described as an unknown person out of the courtyard? Unknown person out of the courtyard. They showed you a picture of a body there on the ground, correct?
Checked, Your Honor. May we approach?
Yes.
Well, they had to eject that one. Hello, you can't answer that.
All right, proceed, Your Honor.
Yes, you may.
Mr. Martin, I was asking you about the 27th. Detective Serino or Investigator Serino had come and showed you a photograph. Is that correct? And you identified it as being your son, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now we move to the 28th, where they asked you to go down to the police station, correct?
Correct.
And you go down with your fiance at the time, Brandy Green, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And at that time, they played several recordings to you, correct?
Yeah, they played a series of the 911 calls.
Okay. And these were calls where neighbors had called in regarding what you now knew was the death of your son, correct?
Correct.
Right. And the recordings were of people calling and explaining that somebody had been shot, and I'm sure you listened to the person now identified as Ms. Kenneka, the lady who went hysterical in the 911 call. You were listening to all that, is what I'm saying.
To my recollection, I don't think Detective Serino played each call in its entirety.
Okay.
He played some of the, to my knowledge, he played some of each call leading up to the last call with the fatal shot.
All right. So they played the call then of the cries for help, and then you actually hear a shot. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And am I safe to assume that you still at that time were in denial in the sense of not wanting to believe that your son was dead?
Correct.
Okay.
So when you got the phone, you ain't decided to call the last person that he was talking to? Because all that got to come up too. Now y'all see the bullshit and the fuckery going on in this courtroom, bro. I can't do this shit, bro. That's why he got acquitted. Cause they done put a false witness on the stand and coach her and say, yeah. So look, he gonna say, I don't think that was my son screaming in the background. But he had a brother was saying, man, that was my brother screaming in the background. But it all came to the daddy, man, I don't think that was him. That's why he got off. So once he got acquitted, both of them started making movies off the man. He started hanging with Jay-Z and then you got Zimmerman with his crowd of white people that got money in the movie, making him documentaries. So everybody got well fed off this case, bruh. You see what I'm saying? If you go back to they try to make this shit was a host in the beginning. The Trayvon Martin host. They try to make this shit look like this shit wasn't even real, bruh. So I'm just saying. I went on Miss Teresa and I traced back. Look, I done traced back him back to Miss Teresa, and once I clicked on his name, it was saying, no record shown. But it's the perfect match. Let me see, can I pull it up? I think this is it. Hold on, let me see. I think I screenshotted the shit. Hold on, let me go back. Let me go back. Damn. It ain't on this one. It ain't on that one. Damn, man. Damn. I might have recorded. I think I did record this shit. I think I did. I'm gonna find my recording. I know I recorded the motherfucker, bro. I know I did. I know I did. Is it this one? I know I did. Went to that job. Damn, I got to find it, y'all. I got to find it. Y'all remember Kendra? You know what I'm talking about? Kendrick Jenkins? Man, I know I did, bro. I know I did. Damn, bro. I got to find it, y'all. But, man, I done listened to this case, bro, and I'm like, oh, this some cold shit.
And this was an emotional time for you. Would that be fair to say?
Very emotional.
I must object and refer to the
Then give me your
previous ruling.
Okay, we're now on to the day of the phone calls being played overall.
This was a very emotional time for you while this was going on. In terms of, I'm talking about the day the recording was played for you at the Sanford Police Department, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And you listened to the recording, and as you stated, described to the jury, you pulled your chair back in disbelief that you were actually listening to voices for help, and also, more importantly, also a shot.
Correct.
You realized that that was the shot
that killed my son, yes.
Did you really know what to do at that point?
No, my world was from that point until today. My world has just been turned upside down.
Okay. And let's focus on that day. Then, after you heard the cries for help, or the recording that's been referred to as the Lauer recording, and then also the shot, at that same time, or right there, Investigator Serino asked you about the recording, if you could recognize the voice, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And I'm assuming that was difficult for you to even contemplate identifying or not identifying the voice, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And as best you could, you attempted to answer Investigator Serino, is that true?
Yes.
Okay. Now, as was pointed out, there was a lot of commotion in that recording, wasn't there? The yells for help, the person calling, and then most importantly, the shot, too. How, in terms of your mind, what was going through your mind, can you describe through your jury what was going through your mind when you were listening to that?
Basically what I was listening to, I was listening to my son's last cry for help. I was listening to his life being taken. And I was trying to come to grips that Trayvon was here no more. It was just tough.
have raised a family and an extended family of many loved ones. This is their oldest daughter, Kenneka Johnson. This is Jackie's mother and Kendrick's grandma. And these are Kendrick's aunts, Lydia and Stephanie. They are the people closest to the story.
I'm a truck driver, and I was coming out of New York at the time. And he called me the day before that. He said, Dad, he knew I was going to get a truck. He said, Dad, you got a truck? I said, I'm on my way to get it now. I said, I'll be home Saturday morning. That was the last conversation that I talked to him. It was about a truck. Then the next day, and that's when everything started to happen. You know, we can't get in touch with Kendrick.
And after school was out, I asked this bus driver, where was Kendrick? And she was like, he didn't ride home with me. Once I got home, I asked my daughter.
They was asking, like, did he call me?
So you was at the bus stop?
Was Kendrick, and she was, and after school was out, I asked this bus driver.
So after school, you was at the bus stop waiting on this grown man. Well, he's still a teenager, but you at the bus stop waiting on a teenager, right? And you asked the bus driver, "Hey, Kendrick, he didn't ride with me."
Where was Kendrick? And she was like, he didn't ride home with me. Once I got home, I asked my daughter.
They was asking, like, did he call me or something? To say, like, was he staying for a basketball game or something after school? And I was just like, no.
So I called my husband.
So was staying after school for a basketball game?
Man.
You know, she said, have you heard from Kendrick? And I said, no, I heard from him today, which I normally do. You know, by the end of the school day, he'll call me.
By then, we're worried.
So she came and got me, and we rode back to the school and, like, rode back around looking for him again.
Yeah, it got dark. Have you heard from Kendrick yet? No, I ain't heard. I still ain't heard from him.
And he said, yeah, going to call the police because something ain't right.
911, where's your emergency?
Yes, I'm calling. My son didn't come home from school today, and he still haven't got here.
Hey, what's your son's name?
Kendrick Johnson.
So the sheriff department came, and the first thing he said, he's probably just somewhere laid up with some fast-tail girl. And I was like, no, my children know better. On a school night, you'll be in this house by 10 o'clock. Not 10:01, not 10:02, at 10 o'clock. And so he just...
This after midnight, right? When she called the police. Watch this.
Took the report and said, well, I ride around to the school and around the blocks and see if I see him anywhere. So then I get in my truck and I ride out to the schoolhouse and circle through the school parking lot, still no Kendrick. But by then, I know something is terrible on because it's like almost 12 o'clock.
Whoa, almost 12 o'clock at night. And you on the school premises? That's all I wanted to hear. Whoa. Hold on. What date is gonna be? I gotta go to the Kendrick Johnson case.
12 o'clock, I knew he was dead. I got where I couldn't drive because it started to bother me so much. So I pulled over and I laid in my bed. I said, my son dead.
Already? It ain't even been 24 hours yet.
I knew it.
Down deep in my heart, I knew Kendrick was dead somewhere. But I never would have thought in a million years at the schoolhouse and in the manner that he was. I didn't sleep at all.
That morning, she said, what you want me to do? I said, you go to that schoolhouse.
I was at the schoolhouse at 8 o'clock seeing what happened. Had anybody seen Kendrick?
It was a lot of people, like, in and out the gym. So I went to the front door or whatever, but they wouldn't let me in.
One of the other resource officers, she comes up to me and I asked her, I said, is that my son that they just found in the gym? And she was like, yes.
How? Like, goddamn, you so bam. Wait a minute now. So you got up there around 8 something, you like, damn, because I know what time they was. So you mean to tell me, look, she said they just found him. So you mean to tell me you was up there while the police was up there? Or did the kids find him while you was up there? Or that's when the police was up there, he was already found and they were, come on, bruh. Look.
And I just lost it.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Then all of a sudden she started hollering and screaming and crying, and it just went downhill from there.
From the Lowndes High School now, there's a dead body out here.
Okay, where at, sir?
Lowndes High School in the old gym.
They pulled down the mat and his legs and feet were hanging out of the mat. He wasn't moving, and the smell, it smelled bad. You could smell it. The shock had, left us all, and we'd realized that one of our classmates had died in our school right beneath us.
I'm in the middle of traffic driving across town.
So that means who pulled them out? It wasn't the police then. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't the police then. Then she said that was the resource officer was telling her, yeah, that's your son.
So she say they found a body after the school, and it's Kendrick. You need to get the jacket. So I said, where's my sister? Well, I can't do this. I cannot do this. After they told us that, I was just empty. I ain't really feel nothing at the time. I stopped in the middle of the road and I just screamed.
And I talked to this detective and I said, what happened? She said, something is on Kendrick's head. That's all she told me. And she hung the phone up. That's all she told me.
Who in the fuck recorded this video? The police?
Something is on Kendrick's head. That's all she told me.
Damn, I wish y'all could see it. Look, damn, I forgot y'all can't even see this shit. Go to finding the Kendrick, go to this shit right here. Here it go right here.
Something is on Kendrick's head.
Damn, now all of it's showing, it's showing now. Oh, it cut it off. They cut it back off. Bro, look at that crime scene according to pictures. Golly, man. Man, look, I tell y'all what, y'all. Hold on. Man, I got so much stuff. Ooh, wee, man.
In the late hour at night, those times alone, those are the times that the breakdown comes. And
oh, now they're gonna be activists.
Capturing a true story for a documentary class assignment. First, I select the right footage, adjusting timing and pacing. Now,
the parents turning anguish into action. The death of their son, Trayvon Martin, sparked protests around the country, and now, 5 years later, they're revealing how their pain has pushed them to become champions against gun violence. Here's my Nightline co-anchor, Byron Pitts.
No justice, no peace! No justice, no peace!
It's 9 a.m. on the sunny streets of Miami Gardens, Florida. Sunny streets of Miami Gardens, Florida.
Hi, y'all. Man, check this out, gang. I will be going live later on tonight. Just to show y'all what's going on. Man, I done traced this shit right back to this man, right back to the Martin family. Back to J Money and them. Back to J Money and them, right? If I trace this shit right back to J Money and them, Wise Butt Crack would be in Miami. In Miami. And you got, hold on, T Nightmare. Hold on. Where he at? Put a K on that. Fuck, I find it, goddammit. Hold on. Hold on. I know where I go to. Let me see. T Nightmare, bro. That's T Night. Let me put T Night in. Right here. Guess where he stay at? Ain't he from Florida? In the Miami Gardens? Whoa!
She said, yes, that's her in all the surveillance.
Of course she's going to say that. You had that guy say that he saw her walk in the freezer, and that was a lie.
Wait, but you think the mother's saying that is lying? That's her kid?
I'm saying she probably saw some footage before they did all that other bull crap to it.
No, she saw all the surveillance footage when she was on that radio show. She said, yes.
So explain to me how that other dude, Andrew Holmes, whatever his name was, said he saw her walk in the freezer. Didn't he not lie?
Okay. Well, I think he just kind of, I don't know if he'd call it a lie. I think he sort of did what...
That's a blatant lie. He said he saw her walk in
sort of misinterpreting. Yeah, it could be.
How do you misinterpret I saw her walk in the freezer?
Because that's all there is to go, is you walk back there, she didn't leave.
No,
so that's an assumption.
Saw her.
Right, he didn't say believe. He definitively said, yeah. He's seen the footage where she walked in. She said, to the freezer. What's that guy's name? Let me load that up. He didn't say it to Andrew Holmes.
Stop acting like you don't know this Gray Hughes. You know everything else.
No, I just remember. I don't really focus in on Andrew Holmes. That was like months ago. He said it with an exclamation point, not a question mark. Okay, I think I found. Let me see if I can find that video.
Man, look, ain't that something, y'all? Look. Shit. Woo. Shit.
Everybody, man, that make these YouTube streets what they is, man, you feel me? Shout out to everybody that make these YouTube streets the way they is today, you feel me?
whether I like your ass or not, whether I fuck with you or not. Shout out to you.
Damn, why they look so much alike? He look like the younger version of him.
I want all you new faces and all you new names to listen up, you feel me? Cause see, we got some shit from the YouTube streets, from the OGs, you feel me? We got some shit called In the Bushes. And whether y'all know it or not, there's a lot of motherfuckers out here in the motherfucking bushes. And they ain't sipping no fucking tea, they drinking Hennessy, goddammit. Nah, I wanna tell Trey Gang something, you feel me? Since none of your followers, none of your subs gonna tell you this.
Man, I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. Where that video at?
Exposing and getting results. Now to an all-new I-Team investigation involving Florida children in crisis. The number of children hospitalized for an emergency psychiatric evaluation under what's called the Baker Act is rising at an alarming rate. There are so...
Yeah, he would keep up with some shit like that, won't he, man? You know what I'm talking about?
Tupac Shakur has just released another album under the... It's Machiavelli. Music insiders are running wild.
And he really think he be scanning a motherfucker too, bruh. That nigga motherfucker. Check him out.
I know don't nobody, period, play about their family, bro. Feel me?
Damn, they look just alike, bruh. They look too much alike.
Motherfucker. Now for all y'all that wonder why a nigga go hard like they do. You don't fuck with the kids. You don't fuck with the women. Motherfuckers get dealt with. Know that. Nah.
That cheap ass Miami hat on.
Has anybody seen Pastor Chosen? Anybody? Y'all tell him his congregation is looking for his ass about them funds that came up missing. And don't think that Rob don't know that you put out that information about him. Yeah. Why you putting out that information out about your own people, bro? What kind of brother are you?
Boy, I gotta go to, look. Wait a minute. Where butt packs at? Hold on. Butt packs.
Video calendar.
Luke, what's going on over there?
I'm doing the work. I'm doing everything. You're.
Hey, if y'all watch the... Join it.
I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. You know what I'm saying? This shit, I'm gonna dig a little more research, y'all. I'm gonna put a little more research in this so I can go on and clean this shit up. I got to do a little more research on this shit, bro. Cause this shit getting crazy for me. It's getting out of hand for me, bro. But pay y'all, man, look, Trey ain't finna get on no about this, John. Hold on, what y'all finna say? Yeah, that's what I said, Star. Goddamn right. But yeah, God, let me get on about this, John, so I can see what more shit I can find. I gotta find some more shit, because if I find this little shit, just imagine what else I'm gonna find. Because ain't no way, bro. Either way it go, I'm on the right path. I know that much. I know I'm on the right path. It's gotta be, it's some more to this shit, bro. I swear to God, it's some more to this shit. Pay y'all. Man, Trey, I love y'all, man. Y'all be cool.